What's up, guys? How's it going? Yeah, man, it's been a long day. We both
Fun.
released tutorials today. The site has been updated. It's beautiful.
Yep.
We got Bridge out today. We got Mixer out today. It is just a super exciting day today.
Yep.
So
And we
it's
have a
pretty great.
lot of stuff to bring up today. We first of all we're introducing, which we're doing now, the live stream format, and this is something that we're aiming to do weekly for the foreseeable future. Mainly gonna be you and me. Maybe get some more people on there or on here. We're gonna be showing, the mixer, the bridge, show how to get stuff into Unreal, into your game, other game engines, and so on. So we're gonna be doing this a regular thing.
It's going to be great bringing week to week. We're going to have new guests that kind of bring a little bit more flavor to the channel. And we're really excited about that because it's just a fun way to kind of hang out with our friends and bring people on so that they can see some of the new stuff that we're doing. Typically, when you work in production, obviously, like you don't have the time to pick your head up to see what's going on sometimes. So it's nice to bring people into the fold and show them what we're working on.
So for those of you who don't know, we have a category of free assets that anyone can use. Both the 3D assets, we have atlases, we have samples from all parts of the library, and these new assets are just amazing. So even if you don't have a subscription, just hop on there and download these guys and have fun. And next week I'm going to Nordic Game, which is in Malmö, southern part of Sweden. So if anyone's going there from you guys, I would love to meet up. Just hit me up and we'll meet.
Yeah, and then I guess so there's a bunch of events, I guess, that we should kind of cover because we're going to be at a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I guess we're going to be, so like Victor said, at Nordic Games, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at E3. So if you guys are going to be at E3, definitely hit me up. I live in Southern California, so I'm already here. But if there's people that want to meet up or anything, definitely reach out. You can hit me up on Twitter or email or stuff. I guess we should probably put links to ways to get in contact with us. But yeah, definitely hit us up for that. So the other thing is I'm going to be speaking actually at an event in Venice called I Am Arch. And that's going to be just kind of talking about how Megascans is working with the ArchViz community. And we're really excited about ArchViz specifically just because we think it's a really, really great way for Megascans to kind of integrate into a field that we've been looking to get into for a long time.
Yeah.
So especially now with Unreal Studio and a lot of things that are kind of happening there, we're really excited about a lot of things rolling out with that. So I'll be speaking at that event, and then I'll be in the UK for the first week of June. So if you're in the UK, hit us up.
So we also have some community highlights, and this is also something that we want to do every single week. So either of you guys send us your artwork that you want featured, or we just happen to stumble upon your artwork. We'll love to feature it here. So we'll try and do a couple each week. And we've found a couple, and I'll start. Yeah, so shameless plug for me, I guess, but it wasn't my suggestion. I blame it on Teddy. But yeah, my Blade Runner scene, if you haven't already seen that, was made entirely using Megascans assets. Well, some 3D assets, of course, are made by me, but all the materials, decals, stuff like that was made using Megascans materials. And everything that is not Megascans assets is textured using Quixel Suite. So there's also a quick fly-through video here I can just show you real quick. Yeah, so all the decals in the street, asphalt materials, the 3D, the curbs there are 3D assets from the library as well. The cool-looking sci-fi cart, no, that's not Megascans. But yeah, so that was my shameless plug there. I'll just close this down. And another really amazing scene that I found is the Object 804 Nuclear Fallout Bunker by Vladimir Somov, a cinematics artist at Ubisoft Toronto. This is just gorgeous. So it's made in 3D Studio Max and rendered in V-Ray. So definitely check this out. Super cool stuff. There's a nice breakdown here as well. Gonna zoom in here a bit so you can see.
Beautiful.
Oh, couldn't.
Absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
it is beautiful. Here's some references. Yeah. Lovely stuff. So shout out to you, Vladimir Somov.
I wish I was good at art.
You are. And
I just work here.
here we have Casper. I'm not even gonna. I want to pronounce his name, but don't want to butcher it. But Casper from CD Projekt Red. You can read his name here. Super talented artist. Love his stuff. Really nice guy. And he's used some Megascans 3D foliage to create this wonderful looking scene here. It's
beautiful.
It is beautiful. And this is in Unreal Engine 4, so real-time stuff.
We're gonna be hosting a quick competition, and we're gonna put like the full details and everything in an upcoming post here. But we wanted to announce it here on the streams. So what it's gonna be is essentially if you see my scene that I did, just the UE4 live link demo scene.
I'm gonna bring it up here for you guys.
Yeah, you can see what I did is I just created like a basic diorama, and the diorama is obviously something that's featured. It's featuring mostly the mix that I made, and then some very simple presentation inside of Unreal. So this is kind of what we're looking to have you guys do, is basically create some simple mixes. We're looking for 1 or 2 mixes that that you can kind of leverage all the scans or whatever you want. So then make something that you will then present in an engine.
So let me just read this straight up from my document here. So create the best looking diorama in the renderer or engine of your choice using only Megascan's assets and materials created in the mixer. So there are a couple of criteria here. So you're allowed to create 1 or 2 materials in the mixer. And these materials can be created using as many Megascans materials as you want. So you can use 10 materials and then get together and create 1 material. So yeah, as long as you export a total of, or a maximum of 2 materials from the mixer and use that in your renderer or engine, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And then you're allowed to use only those 2 materials as the only tiling material in your renderer. And you may use up to, but not more than, 5 3D Megascans assets and or decals. The first prize is a PlayStation 4 Pro with 3 games of the winner's choice, as well as some swag. And
yes,
there was a license in there as well, right?
What's that?
There was a license in the first prize as well for Megascans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all of the prizes actually include some permutation of some like license or points or something like that. Yeah.
So we'll
they all include swag too. So we have these cool hoodies and stuff and these shirts, and we're really excited about being able to kind of get those into other people's hands as well. So
so we'll be posting this information as well. So if you want a PS4 Pro with some sweet games, you better get cracking.
Yep. The PS4 Pro, man. I don't even have a PS4 Pro. I still have my
got one.
Launch PlayStation here. So I know I need to upgrade. So maybe I will enter the competition as well. The mixer, the bridge, is all available right now. So this is a release day for us. We're super excited about it. It's one of the reasons that we're streaming today. So
so I'll just load this soil here, and there we go. So I'll reduce repetitions. So everything you create in the mixer it just tiles out of the box. I mean, it's in the nature of Megascans. Everything, all the materials on Megascans, all tile out of the box. So we can get a tiling preview here, zoom out, just by pressing T on the keyboard. Let's add another surface here that we can blend with. So I'll do this sort of chunky, cracked soil here. And I'll start showing you the what you can do with the blending. So actually what I'll do here is, I kind of like this color, I like this this reflectance. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and save this as a preset. I'll call this stream preset, and I'll save that. So what I can do then is I can just apply that to any other assets. So now these two are they're just gonna work really well together color wise. So right now we just have pretty much a straight up blend. So by pulling this threshold slider, you pretty much decide on where they should sort of intersect and where they should blend. And you can adjust that blend by controlling the radius. So if I take the radius all the way down to the bottom here, you can sort of see that it's a very hard transition between the two surfaces. And if I bring it all the way up, it's just going to be like a blur between them. So I'll just set it somewhere here around the middle. And actually, I'll leave it a bit more on top here so I can demonstrate the different sliders here. You can preserve or not preserve the details, adjust opacity, you know, your what you'd expect here. You can also wrap it to base. So this is not the best example to show that, but basically what it does is it sort of cling wraps to the underlying surface. So regardless of what you have, it's gonna try and adapt to the underlying features. And you can also decide if you want to soften out or like just smooth out, kind of almost erase the underlying details by using the remove base details. I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream because I'm running at a 4K resolution. So I'm just kind of narrating everything. And you can also adjust the high and low frequency of the materials in both positive and negative values. So if I boost the low frequency here, we're gonna start getting some real chunky look here. Yeah, so what I just did here was I just switched places here in the layer stack. So it's a completely non-destructive workflow in the mixer. It's sort of, yeah, it's the Quixel way, I guess. Everything is non-destructive. So before I had the cracked soil above, and I did like this blending here, and by just moving the layers around, I get a completely different result. I'll just go ahead and add another material here. So one thing that's super important, or not super important, but very good to keep in mind, is that I'm working with sort of like a sandy, soily material here, but that doesn't mean I only have to use those kind of materials. I could go all crazy and use this, you know, bark material, I guess, to create some cool surface details. It's really just a matter of the features of the material. So I mean, if I actually this sort of works, that's awesome. So I guess if I just change these values, sort of make them more like this, it sort of looks like a rock, you know. That's actually pretty cool. I did not expect that, but yeah. So it just proves my point, I guess. It's like if you have a good material or interesting material, always try and blend that and see what you can achieve with it. So like just because it's a concrete, that doesn't mean you can blend it with your gravel. It could work really well. So
yeah, you'll be surprised at the way that you can kind of manipulate some of these sliders to get something completely different from what you were working with before.
Yeah.
So
we can already see we've come a pretty far away from like this, but just blending some stuff together, it's almost transformed completely.
The way that we think of Megascans is really a way to kind of take something from a 3D perspective or a 2D perspective and use it as a jumping off point for anything that you're going to be making. I don't think, in my opinion, that having a place to kind of start is a bad thing at all when it comes to actual production work.
No.
You're reinventing the wheel every single time you jump into a project or anything at all. You're really just kind of spending a lot of time on things that you don't really need to be spending time on. So I guess like the way that I think about it and the way that we the way that we pitch Megascans to developers or creators that are looking to leverage Megascans is ultimately we think of it as a way to let artists worry about the things they actually want to focus on. So in the past, when you were working in a production setting, there were lots of hurdles and things that you just didn't really kind of want to do, I guess, inside of a production setting. And Megascans removes a lot of kind of the crap side of things, and also just kind of gives you a nice place to start. So we think of it as a way to kind of help save time for artists or creators, depending on what project you're on. So there are all kinds of projects that are using Megascans in like a very stylized fashion as well. We just actually feature one of those things on the blog, or no, maybe it was ADLV. Yeah, I mean, mostly like I was just kind of saying that like we think that it's a good way to kind of save people time and use scan data as like a jumping off point.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
I think it takes away from the creative aspect at all. If anything, it kind of enriches it and makes it a little bit easier. So
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, add in like a noise or something like that, and then affect the puddles with like a noise. That's one of the other cool things you can do with it.
Yeah, I actually did here. So let me just.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, neither. Yeah, so I added that, and so as you can see here, like these, like the manual displacement that I just painted, like these work independently of each other, or independently and together. So like I can adjust the underlying procedural noise here.
Hey Victor, you've reduced me to a Slack window, by the way.
Oh no. I'm sorry. There we go.
I see how you feel about me. I get it. One of the questions we're getting here is whether or not you could actually export this and then paint with the vertex blend inside of Unreal.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
If you watch the video that I just put out, actually, the UE4 live link, I basically show how you can go through and export a couple of different materials directly from the bridge from Mixer and Bridge into Unreal, and then I create like a really simple vertex blend inside of the engine. So you can see that live in the video. Definitely check that out because it's a really cool way to kind of blend between stuff.
See if I can add in some chunky rocks here. I'll just drag the repetition down here and decrease the radius to make it super sharp. And what I can do then, if I'm thinking correctly here, is I can go ahead and add a layer here and just sort of link these. Oops, no, not like that. Kind of link these together, and I can paint on the displacement and just sort of push them down here, like so. So you can have some fine control over where stuff ends up and so on.
Yeah, and like depending on how you organize the stack too, like you can affect the way that like maybe the rocks interact with the water, or the rocks interact with the dirt or anything like that. Like if you wanted, you could drag the rocks completely down to the bottom of the stack and then have that wrap to that as like a section.
Look at that.
It's crazy. So much fun.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Teddy's in the chat. What's up, Teddy?
Hey, Teddy.
We know him.
Oh yeah, so as Teddy said, we have a set of 50-ish 3D urban assets coming up. So curbs, concrete barriers, etc. And we're scanning a ton of urban surfaces and decals. Funny smiley. And next up, we're experimenting with cleaner interior surfaces as well. Thank you so much for that, Teddy.
We've got a bunch of new ArchViz stuff that's going to be kind of hitting the site here pretty soon. We've been seeing the way that people are flocking to Unreal Studio right now. And that's such a perfect time for us because we're in that space already with the bridge and Live Link and everything that we're doing. So now that we're going to be flooding our library with more ArchViz materials, it's just a really great time to kind of have Unreal Studio be taking the way that it is in the industry. So, all right, well, should we go and wrap then?
Yep, we wrap it up. And once again, thank you all for joining. It's been a pleasure.
All right, guys. See you later.